In order to understand the summers controversy, you have to understand statistics. In particular, this is what you have to remember. Summers never said, ever, that women on average are less capable than men. Hold that. Summers was very clear. Women and men on average equal. So if anybody assumes that what Summers was saying, that on average women are not as good as men at math, they got it wrong. So let's understand exactly what the argument was. So here we are. You're Larry Summers. You haven't had enough women hired or promoted at Harvard. But you also think on average women and men are just as good. Equality guy, good guy. How do you handle this? So to understand Summers' argument, we need to think through the distinction between measures of central tendencies and measures of variance and standard deviation. Technical, yeah? But it's political. So here you go. So here we are. You're Summers. Trying to figure out why women are not getting tenured or hired in Harvard, same as the men. Is it because you are discriminating against them, you're mean against them, you're not supportive of them, or is it just they're not as good as men, right? So the answer there also has implications for our bargaining model, because if women are not doing as well in the labor market, then, that's why they are stuck in the household. But if there is discrimination or something else happening in the labor market, maybe we fix that, serial bargaining, so that women have better both labor market and household results. And to understand Summers' point, we're going to have to talk about the hypothesis of greater male variance. It's a very interesting one. You may be used to the idea that, okay, women do worse than men because on average, women are not as smart as men, not as good as men. That is actually not Summers' argument. Summers actually believes women on men, on average, pretty similar. He doesn't think men are superior to women, women superior to men. He's totally cool with the idea that men and women are on average pretty similar. So the first question we have is, what does he mean by average? So supposing you have a distribution of men versus women. Here's my men. Here's my women. Can you see that on average, if the average is central, And when you do your class activity, you will come up with 3 measures of central: mean, median, and mode. 3 ways to measure central: mean, median, mode. In all of these cases, men and women, pretty similar. Yeah? Pretty similar. But you see, Harvard does not hire at the mean, median, and mode. Harvard does not hire at the average. Harvard hires at the top end, the brightest and the best. Never the average, the smartest of the smartest. Yeah? And this is where you get into what Summers' actual argument was. He was like, women and men on average were very similar. But we have, and listen to this, greater male variance. So look at these 2 distributions. The squiggly one, which is male, and the tight one, which is female. So what he's saying is, on average, we're pretty similar, but the male squiggly one is way spread out. Greater male variance. Men vary more. There's both smarter men and there's also dumber men. Both sides. Some of us are really brilliant, some of us are really idiots. The women's is tighter. We don't have that much variance. Same average as the men, but we don't have that much low and that much high. Pretty tightly organized around the middle. So you get your measures of central tendency, and second, your measure of variance. Your measure of central tendency is what you think that middle is. Your measure of variance is how far you think it varies. How much does it spread out? Final element of the argument. What if Summers is right? He's not saying that women are dumb and men are smart. He's saying on average, women and men are pretty much similar. But he's saying men have greater variance. That for men, when you're smart, you're very, very smart. When you're dumb, you're just really dumb. So he's arguing that men are spread out more. There's more smart men and there's more dumb men compared to women. And if I am Harvard, I am only going to hire from the top 2 to 5%. Can you see that? If you're only hiring from the top end of your scale, even if the average for men and women is the same, there's always going to be way more smart men than smart women. Conversely, there's going to be a lot more dumb men than dumb women, but Harvard's never going to hire them, right? So what he's arguing is precisely because Harvard hires not on the average, not on the median, not on median mode, but at the top end of the tail. Smartest, brightest, and the best. This is why in math, in STEM, in tech, in every single field where you need math and engineering. That's why the men dominate. It's not discrimination. Just that at that top end of the tail, men are better than women. More of them. Women are kind of good at the average. Men are either really smart or really dumb. And if you are Harvard, if you are Google, if you are tech, this is who you're hiring. So this is the greater male variance hypothesis. Men got more variance. This is why there's more of them at the bottom and the top. And if you check the top industry, there's going to be more men than women. So here's the question. Is this true? Good hypothesis. They're pretty smart hypothesis. But is it true? Next video is going to help us figure that out.